morning. So come into a comfortable cross-legged seat. You can elevate your hips if that's more comfortable for you. And just let the hands rest in the lap, palms up or down, whatever feels more comfortable. And then let your shoulders start to draw down your back. Feeling a long line from the base of your spine all the way up and out through the crown of the head. Let the eyes gently close when you're ready. Soften muscles in the forehead and around your jaw. Begin to turn your focus into your body. Noticing the sensations that you're experiencing in this shape. Does this feel like an easy place to arrive this morning, or is there any resistance to sitting in your body somewhere? And acknowledge your mood and your energy level today. Consider what you need from this practice this morning. Notice the weight of your hands against your legs. And the pressure and the warmth of that contact. Let the elbows feel heavy, gently drawing the shoulders farther down. Start to notice the movement of your own breath. Tuning into the sound and the sensation of the air as it comes in and out through the nose. Begin to purposefully slow down and deepen your breath. Letting there be an undulating wave-like quality of expanding and contracting in the upper body. Once you feel settled into that slower rhythm, you can float your eyes open, taking a moment to adjust to the light in your space. Good, and let's switch the cross of the legs, so your other ankle is on the bottom, and we'll take some seated spinal waves to begin warming up this morning. On the inhalation phase of your breath, drag your hands toward your hip joints to help squeeze the shoulder blades together as you lift the chest and arch your spine. And then exhale, slide the hands toward the knees to separate the shoulders as you lean back and round the spine, dropping the chin to the chest. So with your breath, inhaling to arch, tilting the pelvis forward, maybe lifting the chin. Exhale, tilt the pelvis backward as you round and hollow out your front. Take several more in each direction, just coordinating with the speed of your own breath. And on the next exhalation, that can be your last one. Go ahead and return to a neutral upright spine. Let's unfold the left leg out to the side, straightening it completely. You can bring the right heel in a little closer to your pelvis, so that knee is also open out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall, energize the straight leg, and you can take your left hand inside or outside of it. Inhale and raise your right arm up, expanding the side body, and then exhale, start to lean over to the left. Good, try and keep your right hip and the outer right thigh grounded. And then you could add some motion in the upper body. On the inhalation, try and rotate your ribcage upward toward the ceiling more. And on the exhalation, you can turn it downward more, reaching the hand toward the foot. Again, inhale, open the ribcage and chest upward. Exhale, turn downward. Once more, inhale. And then exhale, turn downward. Put the right hand down as well and stay here, folding forward toward the left leg. Keeping it nice and active, toes pointing up, driving the heel down against the mat. The next time you inhale, rise back up, and then switch legs. Open the right leg out to the side, fold the left knee and bring the heel right in front of your pelvis. Good, sitting up tall. The right hand can come in or outside the leg. Inhale, raise the left arm up, getting long. Exhale, lean over to the right. Finding that length down your side body. The left hip and outer thigh ground toward the floor. The next time you breathe in, try and rotate your ribcage and chest upward toward the ceiling more. And then exhale, rotate it down toward the leg, reaching forward with the left hand. Again, inhaling to turn open. Exhaling to close downward. Once more, inhale. And exhale, lean down and put the left hand down as well as you stay in the forward bend over the straight leg. And the next time you inhale, rise back up. Good, exhale, unfold the left leg, so now both legs are straight and open out to the sides. Reach out through both heels as you energize the top of the thighs, toes pointing upward. Take the fingers right in front of your pelvis and sit up tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to lean forward any amount, stretching the hip flexors and the hamstrings, lengthening through the lower back. Taking several deep breaths here. Good, on your next breath in, come on back up. And you can take the hands behind the knees, just help to bend them and drag the heels back in. Good, all right, let's come into table pose from here. You can come off of whatever support you might have been sitting on. Good, and let's come onto the palms here and do a little stretch for the wrists. I'm gonna have you first rotate your hands so that your fingers point to the outer edges of your mat, so the inside of your wrists face each other. And then just shift your weight right and left. So getting a little more wrist extension side to side. Good, and then center your weight and continue to rotate the hands so the fingers now face your knees and the front of the wrists face the front of your mat. Try and spread the thumbs so that they connect to the floor and just press the heel of the palm into the mat. If this is already really intense, all you need to really do is stay here. If you want a little more activity in the stretch of the forearms and wrist extensors, you can just shift your weight front to back. So when the hips go toward the heels, it's going to intensify, and when you go forward, it's going to release it a little bit. Good, all right, let's take the hands back to their regular position. Spread the fingers widely. Walk the knees back a little bit and tuck your toes under. Hips to the heels as you press forward through the hands and straighten the arms, and then lift up for downward facing dog. Allowing your head and neck to release. Good. Take several breaths here, just opening up the back side of the body. Since we started with some hamstring stretching, hopefully this feels kind of accessible, even though it's a little bit early on in practice. And then from this down dog, I'm going to have you step your right foot a few inches closer to the hands and then drop down into the left heel. And that's probably going to mean bending the right knee a little bit. So I want you to really try and get the left heel to touch the mat. One more deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot back where it was. Other side, step your left foot a few inches closer. Let that knee bend as you drop the right heel down and try and connect it to the floor, really lengthening through the calf muscles, lengthening the Achilles. One more breath in. And exhale, step the foot back where it was. Good. From here, inhale and shift forward into plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, lower your body to the floor. Good. Point the toes, squeeze your shoulder blades back and together. And inhale, arch up to a low or a high cobra pose. Exhale and let it go. Once again, inhale, rising up. Exhale. And last one, inhale, and exhale. Good, press back up to table, and we're gonna come into a low lunge from here, so come up on fingertips or blocks, and step your right foot in between the hands as you slide your left knee down and back. Let's point the left toes so you can press the top of the foot and ankle into the floor, and feel your pelvis descend. Try and elevate your chest a little bit more, opening up the front line of the body. Feel your breath move against the right thigh. And then on your next breath in, let's rise up, reaching the arms forward and up toward the ceiling for low crescent lunge. Driving down through the connection with your feet and the mat, engaging your inner thighs, and lengthening upward out of the waist. Good, from this position, exhale and sweep the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders and elbows back and just gently extend the arms if that's available to you. Opening broadly across the chest. One more breath in. Exhale, separate the hands, leaning down. Good. From here, send the hips back in space and come into our half split. Extending the right leg as you lift the toes up. You can move your hands or blocks back. And on an inhalation, lift the chest, coming to the flat back position. And then exhale, fold down over the straight leg. Twice more. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold and release. Once more. Inhale, getting long. Exhale, folding forward. Good. Let's come back into the low lunge. Lifting up and walking it forward. Tuck the back toes under and elevate that knee. So we're in a high lunge here. And then step back directly to downward facing dog. Good. Maybe pedal the legs a few times if you like. Rocking back and forth in the hips. Good. From this down dog, shift forward to get into plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and lower the body to the floor. Good. Point the toes and put your forehead down this time. Reach your arms alongside your body. We're going to take Locust Pose instead of Cobra. Inhale to lift up into Locust. Arms, legs, chest and head come up. Exhale, let it go. Twice more. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, releasing. Once more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let it go. Take your hands where they go for Cobra. Tuck your toes and inhale, press up to the knees. Good, and then let's adjust so we can take our lunge from for the left side. Left foot in between the hands or your blocks. Right knee slides back. And feel your pelvis descend as you lift in the chest a little more. Nice deep breath here. Good. Start to feel lots of downward pressure through the front foot and the top of the back foot, and also squeezing your inner thighs. Let's inhale, rise up to our low crescent lunge. Elevate your rib cage. Lengthen both sides of the waist. Good. This time let's take the other thumb on top, the way you wouldn't normally gravitate to interlace your hands. Exhale, sweep them behind you and clasp the fingers. Roll the shoulders and elbows back and gently extend the arms if that's available to you. Breathing into that broad expansion across the chest. One more breath in. Exhale, separate the hands, leaning down, touching the floor. Good. From here, send the hips back in space, extending the left leg for half split. You can move your hands or blocks back with you. On an inhalation breath, try and lift your chest more to lengthen your back. And then exhale, fold forward over the straight leg. Twice more. Inhaling, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold and release. Once more, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good, inhale, return to your low lunge. Tuck the back toes under, lift that knee, straightening the leg, and step again to downward facing dog. Good, you can rock the hips a little bit, move around as you like, and then eventually settle into stillness, spreading the fingers really widely as you push forward against the front of the mat, extending the arms. You're going to feel your tricep muscles try and spin externally away from your ears and down toward the floor. One more deep breath in, looking forward. As you breathe out, step up to your hands. Take the hands to your shins. Inhale to a flat back position. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale again, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Once more. Inhale to as long of a flat back as you can. And then exhale, fold. Hold on to the back of your legs somewhere, either calves, ankles, or heels, and hug your upper body to your lower body, letting your head be heavy so the neck can decompress and lengthen. Take about 5 deep breaths here. Good. Let go of the legs, letting the arms just hang down for a moment. And then on your next breath in, let's open the arms, rise up with a sweeping motion all the way to stand as you reach overhead. And exhale, the arms by your sides. Good. We'll take 2 rounds of traditional sun salutations, and then we'll start modifying that flowing sequence. So beginning in mountain pose, inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale to dive forward to your fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step to plank. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, up to the knees. Exhale, hips to heels as you engage the arms, and then lift up for downward facing dog. Adjusting your stance as needed here so you can find your length. One more breath in, looking forward. Exhale, step to the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, reaching over your head. Exhale, release your arms. Second round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose, step it back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press up. Exhale, hips to heels, and then lifting up for downward facing dog. Good, slow, mindful breath. And on your next breath in, look forward. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up, reaching overhead. Exhale, and release. Good. All right, so we're going to start to incorporate some standing poses, and we're going to keep using this arm position throughout modifying some of our standing poses today. So if this starts to feel too intense, you could always modify by using a strap behind you instead of using your hands. We're going to begin that way with a forward bend. Let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders together as you gently extend the arms behind you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees slightly, send your hips back, and then fold forward, letting your head drop as the arms gradually lift up and overhead. Take 3 breaths here. With your next breath out, slowly release the arms, separating the hands and let them hang down. Inhale to the flat back position. the knees and step to plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale to your cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lift back. Downward facing dog. From this down dog, raise your right leg up into the air for 3 limb dog. And then roll the hip open, bending at the knee for a quad stretch. Good, reverse those steps, straighten the leg and turn the hip down. Look forward and inhale. Exhale, step the right foot up in between the hands for a high lunge. We're gonna keep the back knee up off of the ground. So get nice and low in the hips, low in the front knee. Keep lifting the back knee. Good, engage your inner thighs and then inhale, rise up, finding balance here in high crescent lunge. Good, from this position, slowly spin your back heel down as you open the arms, transitioning to warrior 2. If you need to adjust your foot placement at all, go ahead and do that. Finding that nice open left hip, keeping that deep bend in the right knee. The next time you exhale, sweep your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers, maybe switching which thumb is on top again. Roll the shoulders back and gently extend the arms behind you. Good, rotate just from your torso, turning your upper body forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold your upper body down to the inside of the right thigh as you drop the head and let the arms lift up and over for folded warrior 2. Keep that back leg energized, squeezing through the quads as you press down through the outer edge of the foot. And stay in your forward bend, just exhale and release the arms. Separate the hands and place them down on either side of the right foot. Lift your back heel up so you're in this high lunge again that we started in. Plant your palms and step back directly to downward facing dog. Just take a moment here, noticing the difference between the right and left sides. Feel free to move around a little. And then we'll take that for the left leg. Inhaling to lift the left leg up into the air, then open the hip and bend at the knee. Good, reverse those steps, straighten the leg, and then square the hip to the floor. Look forward, take a deep breath in. Exhale, step that foot all the way in between the hands, finding your high lunge position. You can come up on fingertips or blocks, really lifting that back leg, and start to squeeze your inner thighs toward the midline of your yoga mat. And then inhale, rise up, finding your balance in high crescent lunge. Good, from here, spin the back heel down, opening that hip as you open the arms, transitioning to warrior 2. Good, getting nice and low in that front leg, strong and straight through the back leg. Let's exhale and sweep the arms behind the back, interlacing the fingers, shoulders and elbows roll back as you gently extend the arms. From your waist, rotate the upper body forward, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, fold the upper body down to the inside of the thigh, dropping the head as the arms gently lift up and over. Stay in the fold, but exhale, release the arms, taking the hands to either side of the front foot. Lift your back heel so you're in the lunge again, and then step directly into downward facing dog. Feel free to move around a little. Hopefully you feel balanced in the hips. Good, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the hands. Inhale, flat back position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Inhale, open the arms, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, release the arms to your sides. Good, you can close the eyes here for a moment. Just feel mountain pose in your body, rooting down through your feet. A little bit of muscular engagement in the legs. Feel your upper body get taller, reaching toward the ceiling with the crown of the head. With the arms and shoulders reaching downward toward the floor. And once the breath feels a little slower, you can float the eyes open again. Good, and then we're going to reorient to face the long edge of the mat, separating the feet widely apart. So we're going to come into a wide-legged forward bend with this arm position, this chest opening variation. So turn the heels out slightly and the big toes in. Engage the legs as you root down through the feet and find the hands behind the back. Good. Extend the arms behind you when you're ready, opening the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lean your tailbone back and upper body forward, moving through flat back position, and then folding it down, rocking the head, letting the arms lift up. Take 5 more breaths here. And then exhale, just lower the arms, separating the hands, and take the hands to the floor in between your feet, or you can place blocks there. Good, from here, inhale, come to the flat back position, walking your hands or blocks forward so they support you under the shoulders. Feeling the tailbone reach back as the crown of the head reaches forward, lengthening through the spine. Good, from here, let's take a twist. The right hand will stay down underneath your face. Rotate from your waist as you revolve the rib cage and raise the left arm up. And then option to take a half bind if you like. You're going to rotate the thumb inward as the whole arm then spins inward, and then bend at the elbow, wrapping that arm around your lower back. Good, if you're in the half bind, gently reverse those steps, left arm up, and then back to the floor, flat back position. Take a moment here, and then switch sides. Left hand stays underneath you. Rotate from your belly button up the rib cage and spine as the right arm lifts. And then if you're taking the half bind, turn inward with the thumb, and then let the whole arm follow. Then bend at the elbow and wrap it around your back. Good, if you're in that bind, gently unwind the arm, reaching up, and then take the hand back to the floor or your blocks. Good, go ahead and look over at your left foot. Point the left foot toward the short end of your mat and walk your hands over there, lifting your back heel so you end up in a lunge. From this position, lower the back knee to the floor so that you're in a low lunge. Point those toes so the top of the ankle stretches against the floor. Good, let's take both arms to the inside of the left leg. You can move that foot over a little bit and turn it out, and then let the knee and thigh fall away from your shoulder. Good, you can stay high if this is already pretty intense in the hip, or you could lower your elbows and forearms to blocks or the floor. Three more breaths here. Good, come on back up to the hands if you went lower. Move the block aside if you took it. Let's just wiggle the left foot over even more so it's slightly off of the mat. And send your hips back in space, dragging that foot out of the lunge, putting the knee down for table pose. Good, from this table pose, let's just walk the knees back and lift up into downward facing dog. Good, and then let's just step the right foot forward directly from here so we can get that lunge for the other side of the body. Once the foot is forward, place the back knee down on the mat and point your toes. Right arm is going to come inside the leg as you move the foot over a little to the right. Turn it out and open the knee and thigh out to the right as well. Good, staying higher if this is already a good intensity, or bringing the upper body lower by supporting yourself on the forearms or elbows, on the block or directly on the floor. Good, if you're down on elbows, come on up back to your hands. Wiggle the right foot off of the mat so you have a little more space in your hips, and then send the hips back, dragging that foot out of the lunge, bring the knee down for table. Good, walk your hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes and lift up and back to down dog. One last time. Good, from this down dog, let's shift forward into plank pose. Take a deep breath in here, and exhale, lower yourself all the way to the floor. Good, we're gonna put the forehead down again and work on some variations of Locust Pose. So I need to get my block out of the way. I'm gonna have you first take your arms out to the sides like a cactus position, so 90-degree bend at the elbow with the palms facing down. You can point your toes and squeeze the legs together, and when we inhale to lift up, you're going to work on retracting the shoulder blades down your back, squeezing them toward the spine. I'm going to take a few breaths here in Locust. One more breath in. Exhale, let it go. You can turn your head down to one side and then move your arms alongside your body with the palms facing up so the head of your shoulder can melt down toward the floor. Take a few deep breaths here against your mat. Forehead back down, point the toes. From this position, roll your shoulder blades together toward your spine, interlace your hands behind you like we've been doing, and squeeze your elbows as close together as you can before you then extend the arms behind the back. The next time you inhale, lift up in the Locust Pose and work on lifting the fist up away from your hips here. One more breath in. Exhale, let it go. Separate the hands and turn your head down to the other side, feeling the head of your arm bone melt down into the floor. down. We're gonna reach the arms in front with the palms facing each other, but a little bit of external rotation. So I'm gonna rotate my thumbs outward slightly, and that's gonna help rotate the upper arms outward as well so that your shoulders don't turn in toward your neck. When you're ready, go ahead and lift everything up off of the floor, breathing against your mat. Last breath in. Exhale, let it go. Stack your palms on top of each other so you have a little pillow to put your forehead down. And take a few breaths here. And then widen the legs a little bit and bend your knees so your feet lift up into the air, and gently rock your heels back and forth from side to side. Good. All right, you can lower your feet, and from here, just roll yourself over onto your back. We're going to be finishing on the back this morning since we started today with some seated postures. So we're going to be here until we get into Shavasana. So let's come into preparation for bridge pose. Bend your knees and bring your heels close to your hips. Lay your arms down alongside your body. We're just going to do one bridge rather than repeat it, so we're going to hold it a little bit longer. And if this hand and shoulder position has been working for you, you can come right into that. So let's tuck the shoulder blades closer together under the back. Go ahead and lift up into your bridge pose, and then interlace the fingers if that's available as you straighten the elbows and press the edge of your fist into the floor. And usually when I come into this position, I can manage to wiggle my shoulder blades closer together again, just while up in bridge. So if that works for you, go ahead. Getting a nice broad expansion across the chest and collarbones. One more breath in. Separate the hands. Exhale. Roll your spine down. And then separate the shoulder blades once the hips touch the mat. Okay, let's open the arms out to the side with the palms facing up. You can have the arms in a T position or a cactus position. Let's separate the feet about as wide as the mat and gently rock the knees back and forth like windshield wipers again. Good. Go ahead and lift the knees. Bring your feet closer together, and then hug your knees into the upper body, wrapping your arms around the legs. Rock a little bit side to side here to massage your lower back and your hips. Now let's come into happy baby pose, separating the knees wider than the rib cage. Lift the feet and take hold of the outer feet or outer ankles. Pull down gently against the feet with your hands so the shoulders settle to the floor. While at the same time you press the feet up into the hands, creating some opposing energy here to deepen the hip stretch. You can rock a little back and forth if that feels good, or up and down the spine a little. Good, and then let's bring the feet and the knees back together. And we'll keep the right knee here, slide the left leg down onto the mat. Good. Put some space between your right knee and your rib cage, and then cross it over toward the floor for a reclined twist. Floating your right arm out to the side to open the chest, and then slide your bottom hip over to the right once or twice to find more mobility in your lower back. A nice deep breath here. One more inhalation. And exhale, unwind. Bend both knees and press through your feet to adjust your hips to center. Just pause for a moment to let your spine and ribcage settle to neutral. And then when you're ready, slide your right leg forward and bring your left knee in about level with the hip, and then cross it over for your twist. Left arm is open out to the side. And slide your bottom hip over to the left a little bit, adjusting the position. Last breath in. And exhale, gently unwind. Good, adjust your hips so they feel centered below you. Good, we're gonna finish up with a deep hip release, recline pigeon pose. Cross the right ankle to the left thigh, pressing that knee away from you. And then you can bring the legs in toward you, reaching through the space to hold on to the back of the left hamstring. Or if your hips are feeling pretty open, you could hold the right leg in with one hand on the foot, the other hand on the outer knee and thigh, and slide the left leg down on the ground. So creating more of a similar shape that you would if we were doing this forward on the mat. One more deep breath in. And exhale, gently release. Good. Other side, you can start with knees bent, crossing the left ankle to the right thigh, pressing that knee away. And then bring the legs in, reaching through the space, holding onto the right thigh. If that feels really easy and you want more, take the left lower leg instead and straighten the right leg down onto the mat. Good, last breath in. And exhale, let it go. Good, let's get comfortable for Shavasana, our final relaxation. If there's any props that you want to use to support your body or any extra layers you want to put on to keep warm this morning, go ahead and get whatever you need to be most comfortable. And then once you feel settled here, gently close your eyes. Start to feel your body release into the support of the floor. Let there be a heaviness in all of the major joints in your body. Scanning down through your shoulders, elbows, and your wrists. Letting the arms become heavy. Feeling all the muscles in your back soften into the floor as the spine decompresses. Feeling your pelvis draw down into the mat so the hip joints can release. Letting that heaviness go down through the knees to the ankles. Let your fingers and toes feel soft. Finally, let's let go of the deep breathing, taking one final inhalation through the nose, filling up, letting it out the mouth. Let your natural breath return now as you let go of the mental focus and concentration on the breath. Slowly bring your attention back to your breath. Take a few deeper breaths to cue your body that you're about to move. Take any movement that would feel good to you right now. Eventually transitioning to a fetal pose on one side of your body. Just pausing there for a brief moment to notice how you feel right now. And whenever you're ready, come all the way upright, taking a cross-legged seat with the eyes still closed. Coming back into the tall, more alert posture. And taking a few rounds of deep cleansing breath here. And then you can join the palms together in front of the heart. And we'll end chanting Om one time, taking a deep breath in. Om. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making the time and space to practice this morning and expressing gratitude to your body. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed this practice. Have a lovely day.